Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back out here in the shop and back on the Excursion. In an effort to get this thing 100% where I want it, KJ and I went and picked up some parts yesterday, and while we were picking up the parts, the damn thing wouldn't start. That's a brand new battery. So we're going to replace the alternator. I also think there's something funky going on with this alternator, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. I got a brand new alternator. I opted for new versus rebuilt because, well, a lot of guys said that the rebuilds are junk, and I agree. And it's mounted right there. So let's get this thing changed.
Break it now rather than break with a trailer and pulling out of the hill. Right.
Not like the Middle Eastern Kentucky that breaks a freaking axle.
So we came to the parts store and got the parts we needed.
One freshly powder coated axle shaft.
Which one of those is your right foot?
This
What
one.
caused the problem?
This one.
Should go take this back to college for all the mechanical engineers to do it all. Can you guys tell me what happened here?
In this case, do you know what the immovable object was?
KJ's foot.
KJ's right foot.
All I gotta say is thank God Chad wasn't here.
Oh, he's about to find out about it. Actually, it would have been nice if he was here. He could have changed it for us.
Paperweight, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's getting hung on the trophy.
Let's see that. Another piece that KJ broke. Let me see the profile.
We have a trophy shelf of broken parts.
Yeah, from you.
No.
Here it's Saturday morning. KJ is off helping Brad. They lost a tree last night. We had some hellacious winds roll through here last night. And, well, my generator is back at it. It's not on right now because I'm not in the house. Nobody else is home. But we're going to help somebody out in all the winds. Debris was on the road and somebody ran across something and either poked a hole in their radiator or poked a hole in the oil. I don't know what they did, but they done something. And we got the new trailer on the truck. And I know I haven't really showed you guys the new trailer. And as you can see, we do have it hooked up to BC there. So let's check out this trailer. This is a Doolittle trailer, drive over fenders, low profile deck, but it does have the gooseneck. As you can see, it's an 8.5 foot wide by 24 foot long, 14,000 pounds EBW. It's got the tie downs, the front and rear, nice boxes up in the front, gooseneck, does have a spare. And it's got jacks on both sides, which is really cool. Weren't really sure if this was the right way to go, but I think so far KJ's hauled 2 trucks on it, and it seems to be working fine. The low profile deck makes it easy to tie things down. And we're about to find out this afternoon how those drive over fenders work, because I believe what we're going to get is a Jeep that's got wide tires on it, so we'll probably need to put one of them up on one of them fenders. Cute little dovetail here in the back, and as you can see, the ramps are slid up under the trailer, which makes hauling that long stuff easier because now you don't have to worry about the ramp folding up or anything hanging over the end of the trailer. It does have the walking beam axle. I believe these are 7,000 pound axles because it is a 14K trailer. Secondary beam that runs all the way back to the axles. This is the Doolittle Extreme series. Or at least that's what that decal says. So you did get to see that KJ had BC out there. We call it BC. I'm calling it BC now because we still don't have a name for it. But BC stands for basket case. And you saw that KJ had a fatality there, broke the driver's side axle. Luckily, we had a parts truck and got that all taken care of. So that is where we are with that. And Scarlett, the Excursion, is doing well. I've been tinkering with this thing, getting it all put back together to where it's something that is reliable. I did start a video there this week with it, was telling you guys about changing the alternator. I had to change the alternator because the thing was set in transmission codes. So I opted for a brand new alternator. As you can see there, that is not a rebuilt, that is a new alternator. And everything seems to be fine now. No more transmission codes, which is interestingly enough. I did change the output shaft speed sensor on the transmission as well, just because I broke the clips off of it and wanted to take care of that. One of the other problems that this thing has always had is it had the wrong battery in it. Well, now, as you can see, it's the right battery, but I changed the battery terminals. The ones that were in it were those goofy little clamp-ons. Absolute garbage, never used them. I bought these off of Amazon, and so far so good. I don't mind them. They seem to be working out pretty well. I know it's never started as good as it does now. This is the ground. So yeah, those actually worked out pretty well. One of the other things I had to do was cut the hole in the center cap there, and we found out that the hubs are junk, so I have a brand new set of hubs for it as well. On top of that, I changed the windshield wipers and windshield wiper arms. They were, the springs in them were weak, and it wasn't totally covering the windshield. It was leaving a little triangle of uncovered area right there whenever it would wipe the windshield. So now with those brand new windshield wipers and arms, that has been fixed. And of course, under the hood here, some of the things that we've done are the new injectors, as you can see there. It does have a new MAF, or I want to call it a manifold absolute pressure sensor, but it's a mass airflow sensor. And it is right there in that junction in the intake. A couple of the other things that I've done under here. I'm getting ready to do a coolant flush. Gonna get that done. What else have we done under the hood so far? I think that's about it, really. I was filling it up today, and it ran out a bunch of gasoline just as it filled up, so I'm sure I got a vent line off on the gas tank. I'm gonna have to take care of that. All right, so I'm just waiting on KJ here. Once he gets here, we're gonna go get that other vehicle that was damaged in the storms last night, and I will show you guys what that's all about as soon as he gets here. So it turns out that the Jeep wasn't an engine problem at all. It ended up being one of the U-joints in the front axle had went bad, and it was clicking real bad while they were driving. So we went ahead and loaded it anyway, and got ready to take it back to their mechanic form. So you can't make this stuff up. We come down here to pick up a Jeep, which is on the trailer behind us, and got down there. On the way down, I had mentioned to KJ that this thing smelled like diesel fuel, and sure enough, it does. It was leaking diesel fuel pretty bad out of the fuel pressure sending unit. It still is, as a matter of fact, as we cruise up the road. We're going to a parts store. Nobody has the part that we need in stock, but what we're hoping to do is to at least pull this sensor out and install a plug or something, even another sensor that's the wrong sensor but has the right end on it.
Where the hell?
Clear down at the end. So that's what we're into. Always something.
We're advanced already.
All right, well, now we got to get this fuel pressure sensor off. It's not the pump, it's leaking vacuum off when you shut it off. That's our leak right there. Let's go get some tools. All right, so after about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes of checking everything that Advance Auto has in stock, they didn't have anything we could use. So this is what we came up with. This is the sensor, and that's the screw we shoved in the end of the sensor with some fast cure epoxy that's leaking all over KJ's trailer there.
Jeez, man.
That stuff stinks.
It is new. My hand's covered up also.
You know that stuff causes cancer, right?
Yeah. It's my least of my worries right now.
All right, so we're waiting on the epoxy to set up a little bit. It says it's 2 minute set epoxy, and I covered this screw in epoxy and then shot it in there. So we're hoping that does the trick, or at least slows the oil leak down. Always something, man. Always something. Trying to do a good deed, and this is where we end up. Screw all the way in there?
Yeah, but that plug's going up.
All right, I ain't worried about the plug. Fire it up. Let's see if it leaks. No daddy did it again. All right, let's go before it leaks. Another job well done. That's haul number 3 for Doolittle. Big Dewey.